we need to have this block taper this way. Maybe go to that point on the casing, taper this way, maybe go to that outside of that round over of that profile, and then finish off tapered this way. So all this right here needs to come out of this block. That's gonna be there. That's gonna catch that. Look at that. That is, guys, that is freaking beautiful. I hope they like this. So then our back band will go here. And then our casing goes like this. I like it. And one cool feature, this line right here and our block lines up with that profile. So there'll be some consistency there. And let me come around on this side and get a front facing look at this. Yeah. Yep, that looks awesome. So a lot of times you'll see these blocks tapered like this. It's pretty common to have a custom block. If you didn't have that and you just use a solid chunk of wood that came out here, there'd be a huge voided empty space right here. And empty space like that just doesn't look good. It's gonna collect a ton of dust right there, and it just kind of looks like an afterthought. But we have a block that tapers with a custom casing. I mean, this is what you get. So when this is all painted white, this is gonna look amazing together. And we have our 1/2 inch reveal with our base right here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep cutting these. So when I drop my casing onto my block, you can really see how this is gonna look. And it's a little odd looking right now because it doesn't have the back band piece on it. So remember, we're gonna have a 3/4 inch board that comes here, and then it comes out 1 1/8 inches, and that will fill in that voided space right there. But as far as the overall look of this, I think the two pieces complement each other, and I think it works really well together. And I'll show you guys where I got the inspiration to make these blocks. And that's what's so cool about working on these old houses. You can literally just step into the past and see the craftsmanship that was done 100 years ago, 80 years ago, whatever it was, and just see how they made it, get a feel for how they put it together, kind of wrap your mind around it. And that's what I did when I created those blocks. I came in here to this room. This is probably one of my favorite rooms that I've ever been in as far as carpentry goes. Just amazing skill level and carving and everything like that. But check this out. Look at this block right here. Doesn't that look kind of familiar? Now this one's a little bit different because this has a squared off edge right here. I made a little cut in mine. But other than that, I mean, you can see I pretty much copied this. And it looks beautiful right here, so I said, why not take that same concept and use it in that other room? And yeah, that is awesome. I think if you don't do this, you know, and you just use a square block, well, then you have a big space out here. It's just an empty space that's kind of awkward. So having these cuts in the block to define the casing really help. That's what you call innovation right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Switch to the 24-70.
The way I'm installing these casings is actually really simple. I'm just putting them in piece by piece and gluing them in place. So I've got my right casing leg installed over here. I'll get my left one, and then I'll measure from toe to toe on those miters, and then I get that dimension, dry fit it. If it fits, we'll glue it, drop it in, put some spring clamps on there. So that's plenty to reinforce. This casing is a 2.5-inch casing, and I'm gonna leave these spring clamps on there all night. I'm gonna just come in the morning and then take them off. So like I said, I'm just gonna drop my casing on there, make sure I am where I need to be on my reveals. Double check this. Needs to scooch over just a tiny bit. I'm good with that. And then to install this, I'm just using 18 gauge brad nails. These are 2 inches long, and that's gonna give me a good bite in that framing that's back there. So now that I've got both of my casing sides in, I'll go ahead and get my header measurement, just measuring from toe to toe on these miters. That puts me at 83.5, 83 and a half. So I'll get that cut real quick and we can glue it and clamp it. All right. Whenever I do these headers, I like to cut them with the profile of the casing, the back of the casing facing towards me, because the way I measure them, I could see it better rather than trying to look behind the blade and see if I can hit my cut mark. And with this poplar, it gets a little furry on the cuts. So I keep one of these sanding sponges with me and just knock that down real quick. Three and a half. So since it fits good, we'll go ahead and glue it. The way this profile is, it's hard to really get that squeeze out. Just with your finger, you can't get a finger in there. So bringing the pry bar out. But yeah, that looks good. That's the joint that we end up with. And like I said earlier, we're gonna leave this on all night and pop these off in the morning, and these will be cured up nice and good. And that, my friends, is a beautiful casing joint. Anywhere I shoot in here is gonna be good because we're gonna hit that block. But what I like to do with most of my casings is attach the casing to the jamb with the brad nail. And I've been doing that on this casing, but it's a little tricky because that beaded profile, you definitely don't want to let the nails show like back there, because that beaded profile like tucks up under there and that circle shape continues. So I've been being really careful about that. So I'm gonna make sure I'm on my reveal and then go ahead and take that shot. Yeah, that's a good, yeah, that's a good one. No nails showing under here. That would definitely be bad. We would have to pull that nail out if we were to do that. But I'm gonna keep going down the line here, making sure I'm on my reveal and getting this thing completely installed. One in the jamb, one in the frame. One in the jamb, one in the frame. The way this wraps around, I'm just so pleased with it. And like I said earlier, taking that inspiration from the other plinth blocks in this house, this just, all the shadow lines, it's just really, really looking good. Can't wait to get that back band on tomorrow. So we gotta get that back band on, and then we gotta figure out something with this. This is gonna have a little panel over the window. I know the sun's probably blowing all that out for the camera, but we got some challenges over here that we gotta figure out, and then we gotta do some stuff at the bottom of the window here too. So there's still a lot to be done here. We are nowhere near being done, but progress is a process, and we're right in the middle of that. All right, there you have it, guys. I know it looks like we didn't accomplish a whole lot today because we didn't. And slowly but surely, we're gonna start knocking this stuff out, and the wheels are in motion now. So you're gonna start seeing that room come together, other rooms come together. And I really wanna share with you those details, like that plinth block detail, how it meets the casing, where I got the inspiration from that, and just talk about trim, talk about carpentry and millwork, which is what this channel is all about. So anyways, let us know if you have any questions, and other than that, we'll see you on the next video where we'll be doing back bands and figuring out the windows and under the windows, all that stuff. We got a lot of fun stuff, so see you guys. Actually, I am going to go golfing right over there because I heard that you can't even hit the green from there. It's impossible. I'm not that good. I bring my hockey stick like Happy Gilmore. It's a good time.